It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. Bada ching, ba, bing, bang, boom. I don't know what kind of drum set bada ching that was. Let's get to the movie, dude. Hey, y'all, welcome to another episode of ICBTB.
My name is Alejandro.
And my name is Christian.
And we want to say welcome.
That's something you do a lot. You say welcome. And you sound like Pac-Man when he's eating dots. Welcome.
Yeah, I think it's going to be my new thing. It's going to be one of my catchphrases. You've also said it in one of the episodes.
Yeah, because you're rubbing off on me, man.
Good.
Did you want me to say something nice all of a sudden?
No, I like it. I like it when you're nice to me. I do want to give a shout. Since we do nice things, I want to give a shout out to our buddy Otis here.
Otis, scream for us.
Say hi, Otis.
Say hi.
That
That's
probably
his
came out on
scream.
the microphone. We'll get you a mic one of these days.
Yeah.
He's going to be checking. Okay, no more. Stop. He's going to be fact checking us, and he's going to be on the computer and taking photos. You should follow him on Instagram. His handle is
pixby_Otis.
OP.
God damn it. Yeah.
We haven't done that commercial 7 times.
Oh, nope, not at all. Let's jump into this movie.
We watched a movie today, guys. The movie was called Year One. It was suggested by a friend of ours.
Jen Puza, thank you so much. Shout outs to you. At the end of the episode, we'll give you 1,000 more.
Shout outs. 999 more.
Yeah.
This is a great movie. I've always liked this movie. I remember seeing this movie in theaters. And I watched the unrated version. Did you watch the unrated version?
No, you got access to there's an unrated version?
Yeah, it's 3 minutes longer. It's
3.
It's not any different.
Okay.
There's no boobs. There's nothing to make it unrated. They just kind of vamp a little bit longer.
Yeah.
This movie was originally supposed to be R-rated.
Was it not?
No, it was PG-13.
Because while watching this film, I've recognized that it is extremely dirty.
They're making a lot of jokes.
A lot of
but they're
phallic
quick.
jokes.
They're quick.
They're very quick.
Let's jump in the nitty gritty real quick, and we'll go from the beginning of Year One. Year One came out in 2009. It's rated PG-13. It had a runtime of either 97 minutes, or if you watch the unrated version, 100 minutes.
Wow.
It had a 4.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 34% on Metacritic.
Jesus Christ. I was really excited when you brought up this film way back, and I was really, really excited.
It was on Netflix until
yesterday
when I wanted to watch it.
Uh-huh.
Right? It was on Netflix for a long time until...
Yeah, I started looking it up, and I was like, it was just here.
Yeah.
And now I got to pay $4 on all other platforms.
Thanks.
Hey, folks, it's worth the watch. It's really funny. I will say that this film is saturated with a lot of adult humor.
Yeah, it's directed by Harold Ramis, the great Harold Ramis.
What else did he direct?
Stripes.
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Boom.
He's fucking Harold Ramis. He wrote on Saturday Night Live for the great golden years of it.
Yeah.
He's fucking of the Bill Murray, fucking Chevy Chase ilk. He's fucking the best. Harold Ramis is by far one of my favorite directors.
And he really made this movie work in the sense of just a historical joke, a joke on history.
Yeah, well, not history.
It's
the Bible.
It's on the Bible, because if we were talking about history, it's very historically inaccurate.
It starts off pretty historically accurate with some Neanderthals and running around hunting and gathering, and then immediately takes a right turn to be like, all right, hey, we're gonna eat the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, we're in the Garden of Eden now.
They are. Here's the synopsis in case you haven't seen the movie.
Yep.
After being banished from their tribe, 2 hunter-gatherers encounter biblical characters and eventually wind up in the city of Sodom. Christian, this movie had a budget of $19 million.
Okay.
How much did it make?
19 million. I'm gonna say 22 million. I'm gonna say it made a small profit.
$43 million.
43?
Not a huge. It's been over a long time. It's been about 10 years, and it's not a bunch of money for it to have made in that amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Not usually. This movie isn't thought of as a success,
but it was popular enough that if you were to bring it up to anyone nowadays, they would probably know it.
I'm sure they did a big marketing thing for it. It was on the Super Bowl commercials and shit like that.
Really?
It was a big deal. Holyfield. And it had like everybody, fucking Harold Ramis, Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
It had Michael Cera, like the
Michael
top
Cera
of
and
his
Jack
career.
Black are the top two.
Yeah.
They made a good.
They were hilarious, dude.
Really funny.
So
Their quick wit
funny.
and like I think their acting really helped this script. I think the script is an okay, funny script.
But I'm sure there were like a lot of moments in the script
The way
where
that the way that they say stuff, the way that they're
it was loosely scripted. I'm sure a lot of it was improvised because it just even though they were acting, it was very much Jack Black and Michael Cera. I don't care what people say about Michael Cera's awkward persona.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny, dude.
He definitely had some of my favorite lines for sure. I think the majority of the lines that I wrote down, I didn't take many notes because I love this movie so much. I just was watching this movie and enjoying it.
Gotcha.
But I did write down some of my favorite quotes.
There's so many. I've filled up my notebook, like 2-3 pages of my notebook just full of lines. Right with Michael Cera's entrance, like one of the first scenes
With the strawberry?
Yeah, he's picking strawberries, and he says almost immediately, "Oh,
you don't want to pick. You don't want to get picked.
I don't think you want to be gathered. You want to be eaten."
And then he eats the strawberry. Then the hunters come back. They knock the berries out of his hand.
Yeah,
and they're all over the place. And he says, "Well, now there won't be any berries in the salad tonight, so we all lose." And it's like his little like set aside throwaway lines. I think. Maybe this movie has talked to me in a special way because, like, I think I do that a little bit in my own way.
You definitely do.
Just like kind of like say a throwaway line to myself, not really to anybody else, but just.
But it's a little more aggressive when you have those throwaway lines. Yeah, Michael Cera, he does it in a very like wimpy, just kind of like, "Oh well, fuck me." But when you say it's more of like, "Oh well, fuck you."
Well, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah. Now we don't have berries in the salad,
dude. There were a lot of cameos in this film.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people. Jack Black is one of the other leads. I just want to say real quick, Jack Black is wearing a skunk.
Is he?
Well, like the whole time, they all have wearing like animal pelts, right?
Oh, that's right.
But he is wearing a skunk the whole time.
When he's trying to lay in bed with what is it, Cain and Abel's sister?
Yeah.
Who's a lesbian?
She is.
He tries to seduce her by like putting his mouth on the skunk tail. Disgusting.
You were going to say, the cameos. Harold Ramis has a cameo. He plays Abraham.
Yeah.
Yep, he plays Abraham.
Yeah.
Oh. No, he plays Adam. Because he's Cain and Abel's dad.
That's right. Yeah. That's right, yeah.
That's Harold Ramis. Cain and Abel, played by David Cross and Paul Rudd.
Beautiful.
And if you don't know the story of Cain and Abel, Cain was the child of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
And he killed his brother.
It was the first murder in recorded history according to the Bible.
Yeah, I can't imagine one sooner.
And it was really funny the way it happened because David Cross plays Cain, and just they get into a brotherly sibling fight, and he smacks him with a rock, and we all think he's dead.
Big rock. He like beats him with the rock, and then he even does like a little like, "Oh no, self-defense. Like this isn't what you think it is."
He's trying to play innocent, yeah.
And then Paul Rudd is kind of like waking up. He's like, and then he's like, "What?" And he grabs the rock and again
smacks him again. He's like, "Oh no, what have I done again?" And then he smacks him again and again. He does that
a few times, yeah.
And he says, "What have I continued to do?"
He's like, "You guys could have stopped me. There's two of you and one of me."
Yeah. David Cross, funny guy.
He ends up being quite a through line throughout the movie. The movie, as soon as the two hunter-gatherers, Jack Black burns down the village and they have to leave. And they meet Cain and Abel. Mm-hmm. And then once Abel is murdered, they're kind of stuck with Cain throughout the rest of the movie. Whether they want to or not, they're kind of Cain keeps showing up in their life and
really progresses the story forward.
Making them aware and kind of being their leader and their teacher into the new world and how the world works.
Basically,
right? Because they don't know. They're essentially cavemen.
Yeah.
And they don't know how the world works. And they're being thrust into, like, at that time, I guess, the most modern city.
Yeah, progressively. Because first they're introduced to this small village, Cain and Abel's village. Then after that, they're introduced to Abraham and Isaac's town. Mm-hmm. And then eventually to the city of Sodom, which is crazy.
Yeah, and if you don't know the city of Sodom, it's like old-timey Las Vegas.
Basically, it's where the term sodomy came from. So if you didn't know that, you could write that in your little notebook and use it as a little party trick at parties.
Yeah, that definitely won't get you moved up in the line.
But it might make for at least fun
one
banter.
Awkward glance. A couple other lines that I really enjoyed was Jack Black tells Michael Cera that he wants him to be his right-hand man.
Yeah.
And Michael Cera responds with, I've seen what you do with your right hand.
Yeah.
I'll have no part of that.
so disgusting. And like, I love, they're throwaway lines. They're just like very small lines.
Did you recognize who the witch doctor was?
Bill Hader, man.
Bill Hader.
Through all of that makeup, it was Bill Hader.
And is he wearing blue contact lenses or his eyes
He's
blue?
wearing something, dude.
I don't think his eyes are blue.
No, I don't think so. I think he naturally has brown or hazel eyes, something like that. He was funny. He was funny.
Can we get a check? What color are Bill Hader's eyes? Please?
Yeah, Otis, please.
Let's put you to work over here, Otis. Jesus, what are you were typing something a minute ago. What were you looking up? Are you not even paying attention?
He probably has a lot of information. Give him a chance. Pff, and they say, I'm the douchebag. Otis, I love you.
I'm going to be mean. Otis, what color are his eyes?
He's looking it up. Give him a chance.
This is dead air, Otis. This sucks. You're making the episode suck, Otis.
No, this is you. You're bringing it. Speaking of suck, one of my favorite lines is David Cross to Paul Rudd saying, you're a suck. What is a suck?
Is it short for succubus?
Like
yes, Otis.
The eye color is green.
We were both off.
So he calls him a suck, short for suckle.
No,
suckle
that's
up,
what it is.
Suckle up to God.
Dude, great lines. I also love how Jack Black and Michael Cera introduce themselves to Abraham and Isaac, because Abraham's like, I'm Abraham, son of so-and-so, house of blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. And then Jack Black is like, I am Zed, son of Zero, and this is, son of Ooh, from the house of sticks and dung. Yeah.
Fun fact, Ooh and Zed are all different ways to say the number 0.
It's very clever. That's why I wanted to point that out.
Oh, buddy, are we on the same thinking lines?
We're on the same wavelength for once.
I also thoroughly enjoyed, and I know that most people won't, and this is probably one of the most juvenile jokes that they make in this movie.
Man, there are so many. Bring it on.
It's when Jack Black is tracking somebody through the human poop.
Disgusting.
And he's like, they were eating apples. And Michael Cera's like, what difference does it make?
And he's like licking it.
He like takes a bite out of it and he goes, oh, my mistake. That's bear poop.
Doesn't help us at all. While we're at it, I want to say there's so many good lines. One of my favorite dirty lines from there is Michael Cera's looking at Ema from afar.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ema's the girl that he likes.
Ema is the girl that he likes, played by Juno something. Very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And Ema is talking to one of the hunters from their village, or from their tribe, and Ema's rubbing the hunter's spear, and Michael Cera says, well, that's suggestive. And Jack Black says, I wouldn't read too much into it. And then it cuts back to her, and now she's rubbing 2 spears. And Michael Cera is still sad. He says, she's just asking for a splinter. It's so.
Yeah,
why didn't I write this first?
When they get to Sodom, they get arrested by the police or whatever, and they're about to get beaten up, and they wake up the guard.
Yeah.
And the guard comes down, and he's like, do you want to kiss me? And Michael Cera's like, what? In like a romantic way? And then he just like moves on, and he's like, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna go get the stick, and he gets this like big stick with metal notches in it to beat them with.
Yeah.
And he leans him over on the table, and Michael Cera gets up and turns around, and he goes, I'll have that kiss now.
I'll have that kiss.
This movie has some great quick little throwaway lines that are hilarious to me. Like, it's quick little sketch jokes that run throughout the whole movie. The game is like essentially, I like to think that they're essentially modern guys in the year 0, because they don't understand anything, but at the same time they're very like aware of what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like if you and I were to be thrown into that era and we were to learn all the mannerisms of that time
we would
period.
be just as bad at hunting and gathering. We would be just as bad at being soldiers and like when they get drafted into the army, and Michael Cera has that big helmet on, and he's like, it's so big, he looks like a chicken. He
has to like look up to kind of just see ahead of him.
He goes into,
and they call it hats. They call helmets hats.
He goes to the general, and he's like, hey, I didn't see a hat guy. Is there one where I could get a small one? This one just looks so silly. It looks so silly.
And they get screamed at. They have to fall back into formation.
They don't know what a line is, so they're trying to like.
And they all pull out their swords, and Jack Black is super obnoxious. He's like, yeah!
He's like 2 seconds late, but he gets his sword out.
Yeah.
And then Michael Cera's like, oh, I didn't get a sword. I didn't know this was for swords. I thought I just got the holder.
Poor guy, dude. Michael Cera in this movie, in every single episode, I've said that I'm this character and you're that character. I'm going to say you're Jack Black and I'm Michael Cera. Because Jack Black's, he's overly confident. And if there was a girl that we knew that looked like Olivia Wilde being, escorted
I do like Olivia Wilde.
by soldiers, she's gorgeous.
Thank you.
You would definitely be like, hey, how you doing? And I would be the guy, if when I like someone, I would be like Michael Cera and just try to like get their attention from a distance.
I like
awkwardly.
when he's standing there and she's like dancing and he's like, hi.
From like 20 feet away.
He's hella far away, like talking at a quiet speed.
Hi, Ima. Hi, Ima.
Hi, Ima.
Hi, Ima.
Hi, Ima.
She doesn't even know I exist.
60 people in one village. You have to really try to not know somebody.
Dude, and when he finally goes up to her starts dancing, and Jack Black is giving Michael Cera advice from afar.
He's like, they're doing the jackal dance. I'm not very good at the jackal dance.
Go up, do the jackal dance. So he goes up.
Jackal dance.
And like Michael Cera puts his hand on her face to get her attention.
And then she just gets up and starts dancing. This is all before Jack Black burns down the village and gets the entire village sold into slavery.
Yes, he ruins people's lives. He's ruining a biblical history.
So
as we
while
know
they're
it.
getting stuck in Sodom, their village is being sold into slavery also in the city of Sodom. So they meet these women again and they're trying to like break these women out of slavery.
Yeah, they're friends from their tribe.
Yet Jack Black is constantly trying to get laid by
Olivia Wilde.
Like pretty much anyone.
Yes, anyone actually.
And like what I think was really funny is Michael Cera is also like just as interested in getting laid, but not
as
aware
much
of how to like get it done.
Yeah, he's trying to say when he's like a golden statue slave boy in the orgy party.
That's a really funny scene.
And he sees Ima, who's also like a slave there, like I'm assuming
she's a concubine.
Yeah, concubine. And he walks up to her and he says, "Hey, what are you doing after this? Like, when do you get off?" And she's like, "Never,
never. I'm a slave."
And she's like,
"Oh yeah,
I gotta get going." He was like, "Okay, I'll go strike a specific pose." And can I say one of the most disgusting scenes of the film is
him rubbing oil
on the
high priest.
Yeah, on the oracle or
so
whatever.
So he has to rub oil on the high priest multiple times.
Who has an extremely hairy body. It's a forest. He has a forest of a chest, dude. And it's one of the grossest scenes, especially because of what the high priest says.
Mm-hmm. What did he say?
He says, shit like, do something that you're going to be ashamed of later, you naughty little goat. I'm like, what? That is disgusting. He says, paint a picture on my body, tell a story on my nipples. That's gross. Oh, but this is PG-13?
Yeah, it's a 13er, bro. In the unrated version, that scene goes on a little bit longer.
Really?
It goes on, and then like when Michael Cera's asking questions about the holy room, the holy of holies.
Yeah.
Which is also one of my favorite lines when Olivia Wilde takes Jack Black and she goes, "I want you to enter the holy of holies," and he goes, "Good, because I want you to sit on one of my holy of holies."
And she's like, "What?"
And she's like, "No, the holy of holies, the sacred room," and like. And he goes in there thinking that he's going to get vaporized by the gods. And of course, nothing happens. Uh-huh. And Michael Cera's in there and he's like, "How did you get in there?" And he goes, "I don't know. Nothing happened." And he goes, "But I'm the chosen one. How did you survive?"
And Michael Cera's like, "Oh, I was hiding from the high priest. I've been rubbing oil on his body."
He shows his hands. He has like tumbleweeds
of hair. And Jack Black is like, "Oh my God, is that all chest hair?"
And he goes,
"Not all of it."
Oh man, and then so they lead a revolt and they kill the king and the high priest, and they when they were sold into slavery?
Yeah.
And Michael Cera is making bricks or stepping on the mud. Did you recognize that guy who was next to him?
No, with the gap.
Yeah.
And he looked so familiar.
That's
but who
Paul
is that?
Scheer.
That's Paul Scheer.
That's Paul Scheer.
Damn, dude.
A
bunch
hilarious.
Of cameos in this film.
Horatio Sanz plays
right in the
a gentleman
beginning.
by the name of Imbe Maragesu.
Is that what he was saying?
His name is Imbe Maragesu.
So we got people in that tribe named Zed, Morlach. And then we have Horatio,
Maya, and Imbe Maragesu.
Why does
he constantly he's like, "How come Imbe Maragesu said he saw you out in the forest?" And he's like, "What if I told you that Imbe Maragesu is a liar?" That's one of my favorite lines.
Funny.
Because that name rolls off their tongues like it's nothing.
That's the thing, they practice more than the script itself.
I like it. I also like a couple of the like religious jokes, like when they're making fun of circumcision. He's like, they're talking to Abraham, right? He's like, so we'll honor God by cutting the tips of our penis. And Jack Black's like, what? Like, are you telling me you have too much penis?
Yeah, I think I have the
and
right
you're just gonna
amount.
snip off. It's like, and then so they run away from the village, and they're still talking about it. And Michael Cera's constantly like, he says something like, well, how much is the tip? Like,
what's his definition of the tip?
What if his tip is like
my
different
favorite
than my
part?
tip? And he goes, your tip's the only part.
He's so rude to him.
Fucking hilarious. This movie is great.
Extremely fast.
If you know the Bible, if you are even semi-religious, you'll really enjoy this movie.
You'll get a laugh. I love the part where Abraham and Isaac, they were all praying with their village, their town.
Yeah.
And Jack Black and Cera, they're unfamiliar with these prayers, and like it's right before they're eating. Michael Cera's already eating as they're saying the prayers, and he's like, "Thank you, thank you for the bounty." And Jack Black is trying his hardest to mumble the same words that they're praying in the prayer verbatim. He's like, holy be to our Father for the bounty.
He does, because Jack Black wants to fit in. I noticed that. That's like what I did think was
That's his
really.
game.
Let's get a little smart about this movie real quick. I do want to get into something, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get a little smart about this movie. Okay. What do these two characters represent? Okay. Jack Black, I think, represents the character of the person who goes with the flow, looks around and sees what's happening in a room, and understands how to adapt to that room.
Yes.
Constantly in situations, whether he's being a soldier, whether he's being forced to steal, in the streets, whether he's praying at the dinner table, he understands immediately how to ingratiate into this culture and make himself part of that.
He needs to assimilate to survive.
Exactly.
Yes.
Michael Cera on the other side is constantly looking around and seeing kind of the flaws in everybody's thought.
The society. Yeah.
Everything from hunting and gatherer society to the silliness of the prayers to the definition of a tip. You know what I mean? Like, he's
what if God doesn't even exist?
Yeah, the virgins. He's like, well, why virgins? Like, he's asking the question that I think most religion doesn't want you to ask.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so, that was good writing on the writer's part.
Very funny. Very
absolutely.
Funny.
I think. And Michael Cera, they prefaced by saying that he was the smartest guy in their tribe. He was the first person in Jack Black's and his tribe to invent the gourd.
Well, not invent the gourd, but to use the gourd to carry water.
To carry water. There you go. Because prior to that, they're all drinking water just using the palms of their hands. And it would just... I don't know. It would just drip through their fingers.
He's the smartest man, but he didn't know how to make... Did you see the arrows he made? They were just sticks.
They're just twigs. And Jack Black was trying to hunt buffalo.
Those were like sheep. Actually, I think technically those were sheep.
Technically? Really?
Yeah, I think
those
that's a
big
breed
brown
of sheep.
things?
I want to read a couple things here for you.
Please go ahead.
I have a 5-star review and a 1-star review.
Nice. Yes, let's do this. Okay. This is very fun.
This is very fun. They're a tad long, and I'll have to... you'll have to forgive me because this first one, which is a 5-star review, is both uppercase and lowercase constantly. So,
all right, you're gonna have to decipher it. I'm all ears.
This one is by a gentleman named James W. It's rated 5 stars. This is from May of 2019.
Oh, this is recent. Okay.
The title is "Oh Sure, I watched this several times. Why would it remain with membership?" It says, "Without fail, invariably. Whenever I happen to really, really, really like a movie, you people at Amazon make the movie over to the rent for a couple of days group of movies." Okay. What? I swear. I'm sorry. I swear to you, if you remove another one of my favorite movies to something I have to pay extra to watch, I will make sure that I distribute entertaining pamphlets telling everyone with eyes and ears how superior Netflix is, and I will suggest Netflix to everyone I can. Remove another one of my favorites, and I will remove as much of my revenue as I possibly can. When Prime first came on the scene, it was great. But that was short-lived, unfortunately. Amazon is too big of a company to be nickel and diming us customers. Every time I search for a movie to watch, it always costs money. Something around $5 to be exact. to have access for a movie for 48 hours on top of my channel, $15 each, and membership fees of $15. If y'all continue your terrible business practices, I hope you fail miserably. Amazon Prime is expensive, a movie service you can get, and it is no good. I don't know of any other service that gets away with what y'all do. It's bankruptcy. Regardless of nickel and diming, you do okay.
James W., man, you are an opinionated man.
That's a 5-star review.
Wow. He left his caps on, or his caps lock on for most of that review.
Some of the words didn't make sense. Like suddenly, like, I know, you know what I'm saying.
He must have been belligerent drunk when he was doing this. Very passionate, though. I applaud you, James
This
W.
movie came out 10 years ago, and he's writing this review.
Yeah, a decade later.
I have another one here. This one is also written in 2019.
This is a 1-star, though.
1-star review by a gentleman named Truth Be Told. The title of this review is called Trivializing the Bible. It's
wow. Strong opening, man.
This movie should have just stuck to the fake hunter and gatherer theme. So where do I start? Essentially, this was an attempt to mock the Bible. So white people apparently represent the beginning, year one, and the end through Sodom and Gomorrah in this movie, and mixes and meshes history as usual. Year one appears to take place in a tropical place, apparently where there are exotic African animals, in the Garden of Eden. Yet, no black people are in the utopian, idiotic society, though you'll find 2 token black people later in the film who agreed to be in the background. When their year one was, I guess we'll never know in this sadistic film. If you have white cavemen dressed as African witch doctors in chief, or perhaps the new blackface, Jack Black, a random caveman, is supposed to be like Adam, eating from the tree of knowledge, and I'm guessing his effeminate friend represents Eve, although Jack Black, not to be Eve, is the one who's tempted, like Eve, from wanting to eat from the tree. Perversion on so many levels. Apparently, there was no consequence for him eating the tree. Perversion. Only that his being accident prone causes him and his people to go into slavery, into Sodom and Gomorrah. Perversion. But before his journey through time, he visits the people of the Bible. He comes to the realization that he is the chosen one. Oh, these are all in quotes. You can't see my air quotes. The chosen one to save the people he accidentally caused to be enslaved. Perversion. Everyone who represents the so-called people of the Bible were white folks. Perversion. Sodom and Gomorrah was predicted to be destroyed by fire in the movie, an attempt to try and stick to the Bible, but even then, it was never in the film. Perversion. Everyone at the beginning of the movie was wearing animal skin, covering before Jack ate the tree of knowledge and good or evil. Why? Perversion. The co-main character was in love with his sister before and after Jack ate from the tree. Perversion. So what's my one word that sums up this movie? Perversion.
I would be busting up if it wasn't perversion. Wow, that guy was like the Steve Harvey of perversion. He was like, give me perversion.
How many times can you say perversion in one Amazon review?
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. He made a game show of that review.
Thank you guys for sticking around for that last one.
That's hilarious. That guy he was very sensitive. He must have watched The Passion of the Christ right before this film.
One, and then thought year one was like a follow-up to it. Like, oh.
Perfect.
Year one.
The sequel to Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ, starring Jack Black and Michael Cera.
Let's see what they got.
Year one.
And then he's watching, he's like, this is not how the Bible goes.
This is terrible. Rosary in hand and like holy water in the other.
Yeah, he watched all of it.
Wow, yeah, you sure you didn't like this film? You should have just stopped it, dude. Like, it's obviously a joke. I mean, it's not the best movie in the world.
No, I think it's funny. Yeah, you do have to expect this to be a dumb, silly movie. Yeah. But it is fun. And there's some quick wit. There's some quick jokes. You know, you can kind of go a little bit deeper into the idea of these two characters being the dichotomy of a modern mind in kind of the and don't get mad, in the silliness and trivialness of the New and Old Testament. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of these stories are so kind of out there and kind of fooey. When you do read them, they are kind of silly. It's like, wait, Abraham, you took your son all the way to the mountains to what, kill him?
Yeah.
And what stopped you? Oh, just something that made you, just an angel came down and was like, hey, maybe don't kill not even God came and told him not to kill his son. Supposedly an angel was like, hey, don't do this.
Yeah, it's just framing the absurdities, the unusual. And that's where we find humor. That's
humor.
Yeah, I have no complaints about this film, and I grew up Catholic.
I love this movie. Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's smart.
Yeah, like I said, if you've read the Bible or grew up with a little bit of religion, and you can take a joke, This movie is really funny.
Yeah, like there are small things that you will appreciate even if you are like religiously sensitive. Like, come on, the soldiers in Sodom, they punish them by titty twisting their prisoners.
They pinch them.
One of my favorite scenes was when they were caught after entering the Holy of Holies, and Michael Cera was hanging upside down
by their chains. Okay, my favorite part of that is when Jack Black tries to break out, and he's just like, "All right, I'm gonna break out right now," and he's just,
"If it's the last thing I do,"
he's flailing his head and arms and nothing.
And then Michael Cera this entire time has to go pee. He was like, I can't hold it anymore. And since he's hanging upside down, all this pee just drips down into his face, and Jack Black's like, close your mouth. And so Michael Cera's trying to breathe while his mouth is closed, and the pee enters his nostrils.
So much pee.
It's a lot. So
much pee. And then like for the rest of the movie, like, your hair looks really good. And he's like, it's the pee in there. It's all the pee.
I love when Michael Cera actually finally sleeps with Ema at the very end, at the climax.
He's like, you can't kill this woman. She's not a virgin anymore.
Yep. And she's like, neither is he. And he's 10,000 times more confident than he was before.
That's what happens, dude.
There you go. If you haven't tried it yet, folks, sex
is great, guys. Put the pornos down.
Yeah, put your right hand away or your left hand.
Never the left hand, Christian. Never the left hand, Christian.
Hey, guys, I really apologize about Alejandro's behavior. If you're left-handed, go ahead. Do it. I understand situations can make it so that you can't use your right. Maybe you're lefty. Maybe you don't have a right hand like Luke Skywalker. You have anything to say to that? Well, you seem really disgusted. Blink. You've looked. There you go. Finally.
Never the left hand.
That's
I do
so
want to
rude
say real
stare.
quick. Earlier today, Christian mentioned that he's shocked about the things that I get offended at.
Yeah, because sometimes
today he did one of the worst things I can imagine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
what is it?
We're hanging out, and you laugh about it now
because it's hilarious, dude.
He comes around the corner, and 3 times in a row, he says, "Beetlejuice." Stop.
What do you think is going to happen?
Saying it 3 times in a row.
What?
Because then he's going to appear and start doing stuff.
And he's a nice guy.
No,
he did good things for that
almost
family.
Got me to say it.
What? Does that really freak you out? Folks, Halloween's coming up. And if you... Otis, stop that. Otis is over here, not saying a word, barely doing any fact checking.
Yeah, he's been on his phone ignoring everything.
Eating my trail mix.
We're going to get a new intern, dude.
Yeah.
If you guys want to be our intern, hey, DM us if you guys want it. We have an open spot. All we need you to do is know how to use Google, Excel, and have like, $500?
That's it. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah, guys, so hit us up.
See you later.
ICBTB
One more time,
podcast.
before we leave, thanks and shout outs to Jen Puza.
Okay, so that's 998 more for Jen Puza.
All right.
Shout out to Jen Puza.
Shout out to Jen Puza.
Shout out to Jen Puza. Shout out to Jen Puza. Shout out to Jen Puza. Shout out to Jen Puza. Shout out to.
Can't be that bad. Oh, it 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 can't be that bad.
Hey, everybody. Real quick, we want to give a shout out to a couple people.
Yep. A huge shout out to John Boo and Alan Boo for the great sound production.
Shout out to Greg Reasoner for helping us out with our cover art and title work.
And a shout out to you guys for your endless support.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify, anywhere you hear us.
We'll see you next time.
It can't be that bad.